Hello everybody, this is Jack from tofluency.com, and today we're going to learn some phrasal verbs and idioms and songs related to money. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. This is a live lesson, so feel free, if you're watching the replay, to look at the live chat, because you can do that when you watch the replay, which is really useful. So yeah, today we're going to talk about phrasal verbs. I've got 10 phrasal verbs for you, 3 idioms and some songs, so that you can learn commonly used expressions and vocabulary related to money. And these are commonly used, which means that people use them in everyday English. And if you watch a movie in English or a TV show, you'll very likely hear these types of phrasal verbs. Now, a good way to practice is to, in the live chat, leave some examples of the phrasal verbs that we're going to learn. If you're watching the replay, comment once with examples. So, if you're doing every phrasal verb, just leave one comment with your examples, not lots of different comments. It's better for everyone. So firstly, how is everybody doing here? It is Tuesday morning here in the US. Leave your comment in the live chat. How are you doing today? We're going to get started with phrasal verb number 1. And it is this: to pay off. Pay off. To pay off. Okay, so you probably know the the verb pay. You know this already, but to pay off something. Do you know what this means? I'm going to give you an example. We hope to pay off our mortgage within 10 years. Do you think that we should pay off that loan? Do you think we should pay off that loan? So what it means is to end a loan by giving the bank all the money for the loan. So let's say you have a loan for $10,000, okay? And you pay it for a couple of years, and now you have $8,000 left on the loan. And suddenly you receive a lot of money. You might decide to pay off the $8,000. So you give the bank $8,000, you don't have a loan anymore. That's to pay something off. So this is a very good phrasal verb when it comes to talking about finance and money and loans and mortgages. To pay something off. To pay off. So in the past, you can say, we paid off that loan. As a question, do you think we should pay off the loan? Or we're going to pay off the loan next week. We're thinking about paying off the loan. This is why it's so important to learn English through sentences. Okay? That way you can learn exactly how it is used, and you can use it in different ways. That is number 1, pay off. All right. But before we pay off a loan, we need to take out a loan. To take out a loan. This just means to get a loan. To take out a loan. Out a loan for that car. Let's take out a loan for the house. To take out a loan. So it means to complete the financial paperwork and to get a loan. To take out a loan. Now, we can also use this in different ways. Take the dogs out. Let's take the dogs out. Take out. Or to take someone out on a date. To take someone out on a date. Lots of phrasal verbs have various meanings. We're going to focus on the finance and money today. So to take out a loan. Just say a quick hi in the comments if you are joining. Right, the next one. And I'm going to give you a couple here. This one's a good one. Okay, and we can also use it in this way. Save up. To save up. Someone just said, I know you're mad, but don't take it out on me. That's a great example. To take something out on someone means to blame that person or to shout at that person because you're angry. Okay, so to save up money, to save up money. It just means to save money. It's the same thing, but we use save up a lot. When we say save up for something, I need to save up for that holiday. Shall we save up for a house? How long did it take you to save up for that vacation? How long did it take you to save up for that vacation? I need to save up to afford this posh car. Yeah. I need to save up to buy that expensive car. I think we should save up some money. I think we should save up some money before we spend more. We need to save up some money before we spend more. So this is a great one, to save up. And we say a lot of the time to save up for something. To save up for something. So, sorry, we can't buy you that bike. We need to save up for it. We can't buy you that bike. We need to save up for it. Okay? Something we tell our son. The next one is this. To rip off. Rip off. We can also use it as a noun. It's a rip off. It's a rip off. It's a rip off. But to rip someone off means to give them a really bad deal and to do it in bad faith. So it's to rip someone off means that you know that the other person isn't getting a good deal when you negotiate something. So you might say, for example, internet companies rip people off because they make the internet access far too expensive. That's what some people say. To rip off, to rip someone off. Or you'll hear people say, could you come with me to the car dealership because I don't want them to rip me off? I don't know a lot about cars. Can you come with me to the car dealership because I don't want them to rip me off? I don't want them to rip me off. Okay? But yeah, again, it's used a lot like it's a rip-off. Internet is a rip-off. Due to the increase in demand of facial masks, a lot of pharmacies have been ripping us off. Great example. Great example. Hello, Nadjev. Due to the increase in demand of facial masks, a lot of pharmacies have been ripping us off. I was ripped off by a taxi driver during my holiday. That's a great example again. So if you're away, if you're on vacation in a foreign country, taxi drivers, sometimes, certain taxi drivers will rip people off by charging them a lot more money than they normally do. Okay, so it's a great idea. A cab driver charged me £70. It's a rip-off. Rip-off is a con. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But it basically somebody's giving you something and you're paying too much money for it. It's a rip-off. It can be serious. It can be more of an opinion. So it could be a serious issue or it could just be your opinion. Like the price of Apple products, it's a rip-off. Apple products are a rip-off. Apple rips you off. That's what people say. I don't agree. Now the next one is this. Payback. Pay back. Pay back. So we had before pay off. This is pay back. Pay back. And it's similar to pay off, but it's a little bit more informal and used between friends a lot more. So to pay off a loan is a financial term. But let's say that my friend gives me $10. And I say, oh, it's okay, don't worry, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I'm going to give you that money back. I'm going to give you the $10 back next week. But I don't give my friend the $10 next week. So he sends me a text and he says, when are you going to pay me back? When are you going to pay me back? When are you going to pay me back? And I can say, I'll pay you back soon. Don't worry, calm down. I'll pay you back soon. Just relax. I'll pay you back soon. But I don't. And then he says, you're never going to pay me back. You're never going to pay me back. You're never going to pay me back. So I'll pay you back soon. I'll pay you back next week. I'm going to pay you back. When are you going to pay me back? I'll pay you back soon. We can use it in all those ways. It's used a lot for friends when you give each other money, loan each other money. Next one. Get by. Get by. Get by. This means to be able to pay your expenses. Okay? So it means to be able to pay your expenses. To be able to pay to afford what you need to buy. So not just your expenses, but things like your rent, your car payment, your food. At the moment, it's difficult to get by. At the moment, it's difficult for a lot of people to get by. So to get by means to be able to pay your expenses and the things that you need. So when you hear about, or when you hear a politician introduce a new policy and they say we're going to pay unemployed workers £100 a week, you'll hear a lot of people say you can't get by on £100 a week. You can't get by on £100 a week. I'm going to write that sentence. It's great. You can't, or in American English, you can't. You can't, or you can't, and I'm going to write dollars. You can't get by on $100 a week. You can't get by on $100 a week. And this is an argument as well when it comes to minimum wage as well. So you'll hear people say, you can't get by on $6 an hour. You can't get by on $6 an hour. And it's important with phrasal verbs to learn the common sentences that people use with phrasal verbs, because it really shows you exactly when to use it and in which situations people use it. The difficulty with phrasal verbs is once you learn a phrasal verb, most people want to use it in all situations, but it's often quite specific. This is such a good example to use. And what I recommend is after this lesson, watch it again and then write down the sentences and examples that I give you and the examples that I read out on the chat as well. Okay, so that's a really good way to do it. That way then you can learn the sentences and know how to use these phrasal verbs and when to use these phrasal verbs. Next one. It's with go. Go up. Go up. This means in this situation to increase. I have just received a notification telling me that a stock has gone up today. That is freaky. That is strange. It just said your stock has gone up by 5% today. So anyway, go up. Stock prices. Stocks have gone up by, I can actually check, it's 10, 12. The Dow Jones has gone up by 2.73% today. So it's gone up by 2.73% today. It means increase. The price has gone up by 10%. Exactly. The price has gone up by 10%. Somebody just asked, how do I memorize the sentences? Well, go to tofluency.com/TFP or just search for the To Fluency program or the To Fluency method. It's a great method to use. So let's see if we've got any more examples. Keep the examples coming in when you're writing them. I'm going to read the sentences that are correct. So, the price of face masks will go up in more Western countries. The price of face masks will go up in most Western countries. Very good. So the price of face masks have gone up recently. You can also say the price of certain food has gone up recently. The price of face masks. So it's a really good one to use when we're talking about prices. But the opposite is this. Go down. Go down. Stocks have gone down 10% today. Stocks have gone down 7% this year. The price of travel has gone down recently. Okay? The price of travel has gone down recently. So this is used a lot when we're talking about money. So to go up and to go down. I made a lesson on how to describe charts and data. So take a look at that, how to describe charts and data. Okay, the next one. This one is more informal and it's used between friends. I love it. Chip in. Chip in. To chip in. Do you know what this one means? To chip in. To chip in. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say it's my friend's birthday, okay? And I text my other friends who are in this group and I say, should we all chip in and get Mark something for his birthday? Shall we all chip in and get Mark something for his birthday? So, to chip in means to collect money to buy something. To collect money to buy something. To chip in. It's used a lot between friends. So, you might also say, let's all chip in and get a big vacation home. Let's all chip in and get a big house where we can all go on vacation. If we all chip in, it will only cost $100. If we all chip in, it will only cost $100. So somebody says to contribute, exactly, contribute, to all contribute to it, to chip in, to buy something. It's used a lot for presents, for vacations, when you're in a group of friends and you're doing something as a group. Let's chip in for grandma's birthday, a great example. You can also do it for when people retire. So if somebody retires at a company, the workers will chip in to buy a retirement gift. Good. Next one. To cash out. To cash out. This means to sell your investment. To cash out. To cash out, to sell your investment. Okay? Do you think we should cash out now or maybe next week? I'm thinking about cashing out on my stocks. Cashing out on my stocks. Hi from Taiwan. Thanks for teaching. Good to have you here. Somebody asked, does this method also work to memorize vocabulary? It does. It does, and it does it in context. It does it in context. Okay. We're going to go into idioms now, and then we're going to talk about 3 songs to listen to or to consider listening to that talk about money. One of them uses the conditional, second conditional. Can we say to cash out my bets? Yes, you can, to cash out my bets. So that's a good example. If you make a bet on something, then the betting company will give you prices so you can cash out. So for example, Liverpool are going to win the Premier League if the Premier League continues. And if you made a bet on Liverpool winning the Premier League, then the bookmakers will say you can cash out now for less money. You can cash out now for less money. All right, let's look at idioms. To be rolling in money. Rolling in money. To be rolling in money. So this means to have lots and lots of money. And you can picture a movie scene or some type of picture where somebody has lots of money and they throw it on their bed, all this cash, and they roll about their bed. So to be rolling in money, he is rolling in money. He was rolling in money. I'm going to be rolling in money. Means to have lots and lots and lots of money. Rolling in money. Rolling in money. The next one is a little bit of a deep one, and is this. This is a very common idiom. Money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil. Which is basically saying money is the reason that people act in a bad way. So this one is a little deeper. And you can think about if this is true or not. Money is the root of all evil. And that is what people say when there's some bad news based on people being greedy or based on finances. When there is a story in the news that suggests that money has caused that problem, and people say, money is the root of all evil, which is a very strong statement. Next one. To be right on the money. Right on the money. To be right on the money. Do you know what that means? It means to be exactly right. And it could be an opinion or a prediction. Okay. So if you say stock market example, I think stocks are going to go down by 22% next month. And then they go down by 22%. Somebody says, wow, he was right on the money with that prediction. He was right on the money, exactly right. Or if you give an opinion about something at work or with a friend, you can say, you're right on the money. You're right on the money. You are exactly right. To be right on the money. Right on the money. Good. He's right on the money, you're right on the money. He hit the nail on the head. Another good example. Okay, so those are the phrasal verbs. Pay off, rip off, save up, pay back, cut back on. Oh, I didn't do that one. To cut back on. Cut back. This is a good one. Let's cut back on our monthly expenses. Let's cut back on our monthly expenses. Let's decrease what we're spending. Let's spend less money on certain things. Let's cut back on restaurants. Let's cut back on traveling so much. Let's cut back on spending money on advertising. Let's cut back on advertising. It means to spend less money on something. So it could be used for a business. Let's cut back on advertising. Or it could be used for everyday life. Let's cut back on our cable bill. Let's cut back on our monthly subscriptions. Let's cut back on Amazon shopping. Pay off, rip off, save up, pay back, cut back on, take out a loan, get by, go up, go down, chip in, cash out. Rolling in money. Money is the root of all evil. Right on the money. Let's talk about, I need to cut back on fatty food. That's another good example. let's talk about 3 songs now that talk about money. The first one is one of my favourite songs when I was growing up. Mo money, mo problems. Mo money, mo problems. What do you think mo means here? Mo. If I say mo money, mo problems. Mo money, mo problems. More, exactly. People are saying more. This is the Notorious B.I.G. And was it Puff Daddy as well? And Mace. This is a famous song from the 90s. More money, more problems. Which is saying the more money you have, the more problems you have. Now, that is a conditional. More money, more problems. The more money you have, the more problems you have. So what they're saying is, when you have more money, you end up having more problems. Which is an interesting idea, isn't it? Next one. And I'm just going to give you this one. This is one of my family's favourite songs, Hall & Oates, Rich Girl. And it's just talking about a girl who is rich. It's a really good song. I recommend you have a look at this song and listen to it. Now, the last one is, if I had $1 million. If I had $1 million, okay? Someone says, I don't have money and I have a lot of problems, so this is not true. But maybe the more money you have, the more problems you have. I think the idea, so my opinion on that, before we talk about this, is it's one of those things where if you are rich, then you're probably going to have fewer problems than if you are poor. But then there's a certain point where the more money you have, after that, the more problems you're going to have. But this is interesting. If I had $1 million, Bare Naked Ladies is the song. I think. I can't remember the artist, but this is a good song. And I've made a lesson on this in the past. If I had $1 million, just search for, if I had $1 million song. And what they're going to do is give you lots of examples of the second conditional. So let's complete that sentence. If I had $1 million, I would go to the States. If I had $1 million, I would go to Algeria. I wish I had $1 million. This is good. So wish is often used with the second conditional. I wish I had $1 million. If I had $1 million, I would do something, etc. Thank you for the donation. Really enjoying your teaching from South Korea. Yeah, thank you so much. That's a great super chat. I really appreciate it. If I had, I would travel around the world. If I had $1 million, I would go visit Jack. If I had $1 million, I would, oh, deleted that one. I would visit London. I would travel around the world. Okay, very good. So, hopefully you have enjoyed this lesson. Go back and watch my latest video on British expressions and slang. That was the last lesson I made. And then if you have found it useful, please like and share this lesson. So share it with your friends on WhatsApp, on Facebook Messenger, on whatever app everyone is using these days. And if you are new, please subscribe. Check out the To Fluency program, tofluency.com/TFP, and I'll leave a comment below with a link to everything I've talked about. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.